What's up, guys? Shawn Mayo here from Sourcing Secret, and I just wanted to show you some of the awesome new features we've integrated into the ASIN Deep Dive and will eventually be in all parts of Sourcing Secret. And that's going to include the long requested and long-awaited sales estimates, as well as some other related features. So if we go down here to the sellers area, a couple of the first things we have is the number of reviews. So we now have the total number of reviews, the average feedback rating, so you won't have to open the listing to get that data, as well as the average sales per day. And before we get into too much of the sales estimates, you're probably going to see numbers that are a lot different from whatever else you may be using. And the reason is, and I've spoken about this at length about different, the different ways that people make sales estimates, and a lot of times they are a future estimate. It's not an estimate of how many sales may have happened in the past or in the last 30 days or the last day, but they're estimating if the sales rank stays at the exact same place it is now, in the next 30 days, it will get that many sales. So as we all know, sales ranks change every single hour. They're either going to go up or they're going to go down, and it's very, very rare that they don't change because all the other sales going on around it, with the ranks that are better and the ranks that are worse than it, are going to affect the rank of that product because it's just a snapshot in time. So let's remember that, and our average sales estimates are based on what has gone on in the past. We've been tracking all of this, depending on when you're watching this, for at least 6 months. So there may be some listings that you don't see this data on, and it's because we don't have enough data. And we're not just making estimates based on the rank. And a lot of the other tools are doing that. They're looking at the ranks and what other ranks are, and what something may be at 3,000 and what something may be at 5,000, and making an estimate of where that's going to be in the future. So we have kind of, as we've done with everything in Sourcing Secret, kind of taken that whole idea and flipped it on its head. And we're actually looking at all the sellers, what the sellers are doing, what has happened recently in the days past and the weeks past and the last 30 days, to make better estimates on what has actually happened. So when you see what right now is showing the average sales per day, and soon it will be the estimated sales for the last 30 days, you'll see it right next to this one. It's going to give you real information based on actual data, not by what they're estimating. So, we do estimate that because we don't have access to everyone's accounts, obviously. So, we're making estimates based on what we feel has happened in the last day, the last 30 days. And this is an average sales per day. So we're looking at the last week and the last month to estimate what we think may have happened in the last day. And you're going to get the same kind of data in the last month. And that's, we've taken tens of millions of data points, constantly looking at listings that we're tracking to get a lot of this information. So with that in mind, you may see things a lot differently, because if that rank is at the bottom of its average, if anybody looks at Keepa, we know that ranks, kind of have an ebb and a flow. It's up and it's down, and it's up and it's down. You may be looking at somewhere in the middle of the average. You may be looking at something where somebody didn't buy anything for a day or two, and it's 200,000 when it's normally 30,000, and it may be all the way at the best rank it's ever had because somebody bought 10 of them. So let's keep all that in mind when we're looking at this. If you think anything is kind of out of the ordinary, hit that contact button. Let me know what's going on, and tell me the ASIN and what you think the issue is, and we will look into every one of those ASINs and see if we need to adjust, because obviously there's going to need to be some adjustments, but we've been working for about 6 months to figure something out based on the real data that we're getting, and trying not to estimate future transactions, which are nearly impossible. So with that, we've also done a few other things, like we're able to estimate how many sales all of the sellers are. So this is a snapshot at all the sellers that are currently on this product, including Amazon, obviously, is on this listing. So these are all the sellers. There's a ton of sellers on here. Some are, FBA, obviously, and if it says FBM, it's, merchant fulfilled, fulfilled by merchant. It has a seller ID. It has the store name, if they're FBA or FBM, the number of sales that we estimated they've had in the last day. The seller has had, it looks like 18 sales in the last day, and the current price, and actually how much stock they have. So we're looking at how much stock they currently have, and the buyout price, which we've gone over. This isn't a new feature, but it would be how much to buy everything that the seller has. So if there's a couple people that are really lowballing you, that you think may not have actually bought it, been able to buy it at a store or even wholesale, maybe they bought, you think they bought a closeout and they're, $5 cheaper than you, $20 cheaper than you, and you just want to buy out everything they have, and you can get the buy box. Well, this is how much it's going to cost at their current price and their current stock. So you can do that. You can also subscribe to the store, and you'll get an email every day with everything that store has in stock, up to 100,000 items. And then, of course, you can download that as well right here. So a ton of good information. Obviously, the estimated sales is an amazing number, and their in-stock quantities are going to help you make a lot of good buying decisions. And we have that based on, all the sellers that are currently on there, as well as buy box seller history. This will show you in order. This is in the top is the oldest, and if we go all the way to the bottom, we're going to see what the newest one is. So this is when that seller first came on the listing, the date that they first got the buy box on the listing. So a lot of good info there to see how much rotation there is and how much is actually going on. Look out for these features. We're going to be integrating them, of course, into the extended downloads for the top 100,000 products and the brand data and all that good stuff real soon. As soon as we, get done with the ASIN Deep Dive, we'll move on to the other sections. So you don't need to worry. We'll have all this awesome data all over Sourcing Secret.